one way or another by them One Directioners. My guest of the day is here.
94.3.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Monika Shergill, Vice President Content at Netflix. Wonderful to see you. Wonderful to talk to you. And that's a very enviable book collection you've got there.
Hi Hrishikesh, good to finally meet you in person. I've always loved your voice and your shows, so I'm very happy to be here. Thank you. Yes, it is. I agree with you.
Why don't I meet you every day and get these compliments? It's lovely. Listen, big ups to you guys. You know, the OTT movement started off being about edgy, non-mainstream content. And though there is still a fair bit of that, the mainstream stars, even the so-called single screen stars, have come pouring in. Do you view it as a result of the lockdown or these extraordinary times we live in? Or do you think it was bound to happen, Monika?
I think I would say that not just bound to happen, it was already happening. We started with Saif and Nawaz in Sacred Games. And, we've been making Netflix original films for a very long time. We had Imran in Bard of Blood. So mainstream stars have always been on Netflix. And if you look at the 17 originals that we announced today, you can see that across titles, the right kind of talent is in the right kind of stories. And there is no differentiation between mainstream, non-mainstream. So we've always maintained that.
Well said. Now, there's a saying in films that if you have a very ordinary story, not something very exceptional, then you need a star to prop it up. But if you have a remarkable story, then any good actor, it doesn't even need to be a so-called known face, can drive it forward. Now, what's your view on that?
I feel that the casting has to feel right, Hrishi. Sometimes you can take great stories, and I'm not talking about how strong they are or how weak, etc. There shouldn't be any false notes. I really believe that when you're seeing something, you should feel that this person is so right that you forget who that person is. If you manage to do that, like if you manage to see a Gaitonde more than a Nawaz, or if you manage to see the boys in Jamtara being the characters Sunny and Rocky, that is when it doesn't matter whether they are known stars, they're unknown, they're seasoned talent or emerging. I think you have to just feel that they are right for that role and for that story that they're in.
What has been your focus when you joined Netflix first as director in National Original Series and now as Vice President Content? Every person, I believe, despite the chair, despite the post, brings their own personal touch to it. I mean, that's why you get hired in these important jobs. What has been your focus? What have you brought to the table and you've attempted or striven to bring to the table?
Yeah, I'm actually in the process, as are all of us at Netflix India as a team, to really put together a service as Netflix India, which has the best kind of stories, which has the best storytellers coming on the service and telling their stories, and to really, be able to create a kind of diversity that we always strive for. Netflix is never about a single title. For us, we value the consumers, the members beyond their single title, search. For us, it's always about giving them a whole slate, a whole full-scale service where they can come and find a rom-com one day, they can find a very thriller, immersive series another day. They can watch content from across the world, or they can find those small little gems that are thrown up from their Netflix. Because, my Netflix is different from your Netflix. What you watch is going to determine, what you get to watch more, and what you get to experience. So I think for me, it's really important to bring a large number of very, very high quality, diverse stories. And that's what we are striving to do as a team.
More conversation with Monika Shergill up ahead, this time on her choice of producers and production houses who help her team and her unleash the right content on Netflix. It's Dua Lipa with Blow Your Mind. I'm Hrishikesh on 94.3 Radio 11 World, your station. Harry Styles with his global hit Adore You. 17 stories, including 8 new films and series. That's what Netflix is going to release in the next few months. And Monika Shergill, Vice President Content at the streaming service, is at the forefront of things. I'm in an engaging conversation with her this morning.
94.3.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
I'd like to share this compliment because I was speaking to Vikram Mehra, who heads Udle and at Saregama, and he was talking about how, they wouldn't get so far if they hadn't had your support. I mean, you look at, what Chaman Bahar has done now for them, or, whether it's an Akhuni or before that, from a film perspective, I'm talking about Ajji, the first one. So it's obvious that you've backed producers. I mean, you have the Dharmas of the world, who have this legacy of creating content, both in terms of series, but as well as standalone films. But you've also backed the unknown horses, the ones that you had good gut instinct about. So tell me how you pick those producers.
It's so great that you appreciate that, Hrishi, because fundamentally Netflix as a service, we all try to do that. In fact, I should tell you this, every Netflix executives, whether in content or outside of content, is an absolute fan of content. Every decision we take from morning to night is to really find those gems, to really find those stories. And yes, sometimes we may not get them right, but most of the times we get them right. And one of the most important principles at Netflix is to support the creators, to find those emerging creators, find those original voices. So I have a brilliant team that works on this, that sources, and many people, actually, creators reach out to us themselves. That's a very important part of the journey also. On an everyday basis, people reach out, creators reach out, storytellers reach out, and we have conversations with them and we figure out what are the best stories to bring to our audiences. In fact, that's one of the most exciting parts of the job.
Everyone talks about how Shrishti Bahl Arya and you've really lifted Netflix's fortunes in this country. And I believe you have lots of women in your core team, and that must make you very happy, Monika. Talk about the work culture. And, I have so much admiration for you, for Shrishti. This is total feisty woman power at play.
Yes, we are actually a very fun content team. There are a lot of women there. We have, Srishti is a wonderful colleague and totally feisty. And, she's really brought so much flavor and character to the Netflix original films. Pratiksha, is all these titles that you spoke about, Akhuni and Chaman Bahar and many others. Pratiksha has been at it, finding these gems. And on the series side, we have a lot of talent. And also the guys in the team, Ashish, who's joined us on the film side, has such a distinctive experience again in, big mainstream Hindi cinema. So we are a strong team with very diverse tastes. And I think that's what is most important. We all think differently. We watch differently. We don't believe in groupthink, It's about everyone really coming together and programming to very different tastes and beyond us, beyond our own tastes, to what all potentially could the audience want. So, and also girl power is something that we believe in, not just as executives, but even all the directors and writers, There are so many first-time women directors and writers that we are working with. Yeah. Ruchi Narayan did Guilty, Anvita did Bulbul, and so many others, and first-time producers, female producers. So that's a very important part of the Netflix ethos and journey also.
Will you see people shifting back to multiplexes and single screens and your subscription base taking a hit once life gets back to normal? Or are you confident, Monika, that you're building a subscriber base for the long haul, even when things return to normal?
Hrishi, I actually, and I should say we at Netflix look at it a little differently. If you look at what's happened in the last 3 or 4 months, it's been unprecedented and people have been in confinement, and we are actually very fortunate that we've been able to be meaningful in some way to people in terms of bringing comfort, in terms of bringing distraction, or, just enabling connections through stories. So I feel that it's an unprecedented time. Yes, people have been watching more, discovering more, but it is temporary. It will come to a new normal at the other end of this, which will be good because we want the world to get out of this situation. And where multiplexes are concerned, I feel we all love movies. We all love going to the movies, and all mediums will do as they are meant to do, and we all love that. So I really think that things will be normal, and it'll be great to be normal. And at the same time, more people have experienced streaming. So in general, in terms of cultivating a habit, this period would have helped in cultivating a new habit.
Well said. Human beings are creatures of habit, and if we have been inculcating the right habits and values during this lockdown, it can only be a good thing. More with Monika Shergill, my guest of the day, still to come. Don't go anywhere. Let's do some Benny and Gus Dapperton with Super Lonely right here on 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. My name is Hrishikesh. Tayo Cruz with Break My Heart. It's been an eventful career for Monika Shergill, my guest on the show today. She was head content at Voot. Before that, she headed non-fiction programming and strategy at the Star Network. And then, of course, she's worked cross-genres at Z and Sony in key roles, creating successful series. And it all started off with her being an environment journalist many moons ago. Monika is currently VP content at Netflix India.
94.3
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Radio 1.
You've had such a diverse career in television and OTT, and before that, even as a reporter, a documentary filmmaker. What's the phase of your life that you've enjoyed the most, where you've had just the most fun, and why?
I've actually honestly enjoyed all the phases, but I used to love being out and about with my camera crew and traveling all across and reporting on different things. I was a very, very passionate environment journalist, so that was something that was always very dear to me and still is. Actually, I enjoyed my television career. Majorly, I did all kinds of content and worked with so many amazing people and have those relationships for life. But my steepest learning curve, I should say, has been in digital in the recent years. It has really, and I used to think that I'm too old for it. I resisted getting into digital and I was really resisting, but I was pushed by some people, some well-meaning people. And I think I have gained so much. I mean, this is like an industry where there's so much to learn. Things change every day. They evolve. The kind of content you can make, actually, Hrishi, the most exciting thing for me is that the kind of content you can make in digital, the kind of stories you can tell, and how you can take a story from anywhere in the world to anywhere in the world. I think that is the most exciting thing that streaming has done, because where cinema and television is concerned, you still are limited by the reach. But streaming has actually dissolved the limitations of reach, and that is the most beautiful thing, and the accessibility. So yeah, I love this phase a lot, and being at Netflix is really amazing.
I just love that answer, because one would think, given that you spend so much time in programming, and there are so many young kids out there who just look up to you and say, I want to be where Monika is, and you're saying that you're still learning. So that's a big ups to you. Superstar.
Every day.
Let's talk about some of the films now. Yeah, I mean, this is amazing. Dada is back, which is Anurag Basu, and what a dream cast. I mean, you've got the Dangal girls together, and Abhishek and Rajkumar. It must be, such a big feather in your cap to get Ludo out.
Yes, we are very excited about this film, and we are actually all this entire cast. The subject of the film, it's a comedy drama, and it's got this wonderful cast. So we are really looking forward to bringing this out to the members. Gunjan is another title we are very excited about. Raat, and in terms of series, actually the college rom-com Mismatched. Masaba is a very delightful series where Masaba plays herself. So there's a lot of diverse range of sort of originals that we have. AK versus AK is so exciting. Kajol in Tribhanga. So, and Suitable Boy, I would say, is something that will be very exciting to watch also. It's got this tremendous cast again, and it'll be available in English and Hindi both. So all of these titles actually, and many more, all of them. I mean, I can't name all of them, but we are really, really proud and excited to partner with all these creators and talent. And I'm really hoping that, the consumers enjoy. And we've tried to be, in these tough times, we've tried to be a little lighter. Like you were earlier saying, you always perceive that streaming services give you content which is only dark and only sort of one flavor. This is a whole lot of different kinds of flavors for everyone.
And you've got the Lipstick Under My Burkha team back, which is Alankrita directing, Ekta and her mom producing, Dolly Kitty aur wo Chamakte Sitare. That sounds so wonderful.
And Bombay Begums. So Alankrita's is Dolly Kitty and Bombay Begums. So a series and a film. Yes.
Lovely. More with Monika Shergill, talking some excellent content up ahead on the show. Here's Sheryl Crow, and she's soaking up the sun now. On 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. I'm Hrishikesh. Jay Sean, Lil Wayne, what a hit that one is. It's down. Your OTT life is about to get exciting. Massive mainstream stars like Abhishek Bachchan, Bobby Deol, Sanjay Dutt, Kajol, Bhumi Pednekar, Aditya Roy Kapoor, Pooja Bhatt, Tabu, Janvi Kapoor, Yami Gautam and the great Anil Kapoor. Alternate character actor stars like Rajkumar Rao, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, Shabana Azmi, Neena Gupta, Swara Bhaskar, Radhika Apte, Pankaj Tripathi, and fine filmmakers like Sudhir Mishra, Renuka Shahane, Anurag Kashyap, Alankrita Srivastav, Anurag Vasu, Vikramaditya Motwane, not to forget legends like Meera Nair, all of them exploding onto Netflix. I'm in conversation with Monika Shergill, VP Content India, about that lineup.
94.3
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Radio 1.
If I'm not mistaken, Tribhanga is actually a Marathi film, or are you doing language versions of it?
No, it's a Hindi film.
Oh, it is?
And yes, it is a Hindi film. It's been directed by Renuka Shahane. So that's in a very interesting, and it's got Kajol and Tanvi Azmi and Mithila Palkar. And also there's Class of 83 with...
Yeah, I saw a preview of that and I was absolutely stunned, because Atul Sabharwal, I don't know whether it was your time at Sony when he did Powder, and then, before that, or around about that time, there was Aurangzeb the film, and I'm waiting to see audience reactions of how Bobby has panned out in that one. I thought that was really, really exceptional. So amazing stuff. And I have so much love for Meera Nair. I mean, this is lovely, a suitable boy. But tell me, is that a content collaboration? Because I thought it was a BBC show, and
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is a BBC show, and it is coming on Netflix as a licensed series, and it will be available everywhere except for US and Canada. So it'll be available in all other countries.
Fair enough.
And in India and Hindi also.
So Masaba has an element of reality in it. That is very intriguing, because I don't think I've seen too much reality content coming out from India in the Netflix table. I mean, we make so much reality. I'm a little intrigued about that, and a little intrigued about AK versus AK. So without giving too much away, if you could just give me the lowdown on that.
Very briefly, I'll tell you. So both are actually, one is a series, Masaba is a series, and AK versus AK is a film. So Masaba is a scripted series where Masaba plays herself in her life. So there's Neena ji, who plays her mom, who, plays herself in the series. And everything that happens there, it's the journey of Masaba going through this, sort of tumultuous period in her life, and how she comes out of it, and what is the mad stuff that happens around her when all of that is happening. So it's a very fun scripted series with Masaba playing her real self. So it's experimental, and AK versus AK also in that sense is an experimental film where it's Anil Kapoor and Anurag Kashyap, and what happens with them. That's really a very intriguing one, very exciting one to watch out to. So I don't want to give away anything on that. You'll have to watch it.
Like I said, really exciting times up ahead if you're a streaming service fan. A last leg of conversation still to come with Monika Shergill. Stay with us. My name is Hrishikesh, and here's Bastille with Bad Blood. Only on 94.3 Radio 1 One World, your station. Fleur East with that peppy, wonderful track called Sags. If you're a fan of original series and films, this is manna from heaven for you. Ludo, Dolly Kitty Aur Wo Chamakte Sitare, Gunjan Saxena, A Suitable Boy, Tolbaz, Ginni Wed Sunny, Tribhanga, Kali Kuhi, and a whole lot more are coming to Netflix. Monika Shergill and me are discussing that. A last leg still to go.
94.3
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Radio 1.
There's also some animation, Bombay Rose, an animated film. That's lovely. I mean, I don't think we have enough animation coming out of India, and we have so much talent. I mean, we've seen the likes of Chota Bheem and all that become world famous. So tell me about that, the focus on animation.
Yeah, actually, great that you mentioned Hrishi, Chota Bheem, because Chota Bheem has actually been loved from Australia to LATAM. 27 million households have seen it, and our international animation team is just so excited about doing more work coming out of India in animation. And also, I should add that Japanese anime also does well in India for us. So Bombay Rose is an award-winning, beautiful story, and we really want all beautiful stories, all differentiated, amazing stories to find their home on Netflix. So Bombay Rose was a no-brainer.
I like that, you took Hussain Zaidi and his work, and the boy who's his protege who wrote Bard of Blood. What's his name?
Kannan.
I thought it was such a fabulous thing. And here you are with another book, which is Sandhya Menon's book, When Dimple Met Hrishi. And this stars the internet sensation Prajakta Kohli. So I like that, it's a combination of books and original screenplays, right?
So Dimple, and I should tell you this, Hrishi, I hadn't read the book, but my daughter had. I have a 16-year-old daughter, and she was so excited when I told her about it, that we are making a series on this. And she was like, what, really? So she was really excited. So, it's, and then I read the book. So Dimple met Hrishi, which is called Mismatched, has Prajakta Kohli and Rohit Saraf and a whole lot of, it's got Ranvijay and it's got Vidya and it's got a really phenomenal cast. It's an amazing character romantic comedy, and each of them, and Prajakta is outstanding. It's fun, it's hilarious, and it comes from RSVP. Akash Khurana has directed it. So it's, and Ghazal Dhaliwal has written it. So that's a really fun one to watch out for.
Monika, Bulbul has proved that, supernatural and horror content really, really grabs the attention of Indian audiences. And I'm so glad that, you've got some more horror coming up. And this is starring Shabana Azmi, Satyadeep Mishra, which is another stellar casting coup.
Yes. Kali Kuhi is another, really, it's a very, how should I say, a very interesting, small but very interesting title with a very, very big sort of core story at the heart of it. And it has again been directed by a first-time director, by Anku and Ramon, who are first-time partners with Netflix, wonderful partners again. So Kali Kuhi is something also to watch out for. So, every film or series is something which has been very carefully sort of curated on the slate, which has been very passionately brought through the whole mix that we want to bring out as a service, because we really want to be a service that caters to different consumers, different tastes, and different people will like different things, and that's okay. When you look at the top 10 list also every day on Netflix, you'll just see the diversity there.
Yeah.
It immediately hits you. Like, it never fails to surprise me. If I even just go to check, okay, what are people watching today? They could be watching a German series, they could be watching a Korean film, and then they're watching all these Indian film series which stay on the top 10 for weeks, at a stretch. So people are really experimenting, watching, discovering, and that's what we really value at Netflix as a full-scale service.
Super stuff. Monika, this was so much fun. Best of luck for everything that you guys do, everything that you undertake. And I have to say this, I can't wait to see these stories play out on screen. Take care of yourself. Cheers.
Thank you, Hrishi. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
That's Monika Shergill, my guest of the day. Back to the music. It's Destiny's Child with Bootylicious. Bet you're enjoying 94.3 Radio on One World, your station. I'm Hrishikesh.